Well, since we're talking about some black rage in certain circumstances, uh, here's a black woman. She's accusing a guy of dropping the N-bomb on her, and they're outside the front of a store, and she gets caught in that black person loop where they just repeat what they're saying over and over and over. I just do not get that whole thing. I've heard it's low IQ, so they just repeat shit over and over again. They can't come up with a new thing to say. They get locked into that loop. And the other thing is, who knows? I'm not willing to believe anything. I've seen enough police body cam video to know that if they don't remember there being video, they lie through their teeth. Oh, that officer called me this or hit me or something. It's like, it's all being recorded, ma'am. So who can believe her? Who can fucking believe her? And then she says the word 1,000 more times anyway. And in the community, they hear it all the time. And it's a word. It's completely legal to say out there. And even if you're not looking at the law of it, it doesn't deserve a beating if you say it. Now, from what we see in this video, the guy doesn't get beaten. There is a black gentleman that gets right in his face and starts pushing him with his arm and elbow and shoulder. But this is just another example of this fucking entitled behavior. You're not entitled to never hear that word from a white person. Sorry, you're not entitled. And you're not allowed to assault someone because they use a certain word. So even if the guy did say it, fuck off. And then the pièce de résistance, she proceeds to act like one. Like if the guy called her that, she proceeds to act just like what he called her. And I'm willing to believe his accusation that she started the whole thing in the first place. So let's watch and see this wonderful woman, wonderful, strong black woman speaking. Listen.
Oh, no, you called me. You called me. You called me. You called me. No, I didn't. You saying it now because you called me. You called me.
Just get the hell away.
Listen, stop. You called me. You called me. And I'm going to show you.
Did you want to call me what? Did you like to call me what? No,
yes, you did. Yes, you did. You called me. You called me. You called me.
First, before you leave, you better turn around and apologize.
Turn around and apologize. Fuck off.
You called me. You called me.
Call police. Call police. You psyched all around me.
The hell is that?
Hey, you ain't got nothing to do with it. She come up saying she's gonna burn myself, kick my shit. She come up. No,
that woman's calling the cops.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying.
A white man and a black man is fighting.
No, they're not. Stop lying.
They're arguing.
That's not a fight.
Pause for a second, because the woman here is calling the cops. She goes, a white man and a black man are fighting, or a white man and a black, whatever it is, are fighting. And she goes, no, they ain't. They probably will start fighting. Like, this is good on this woman that she's calling the cops before the fists start. She's seen this enough to know that this will end up being a fight at some point. So she's calling. And then the woman, you lying. There's no fight. You lying. Well, she's doing a preemptive strike, a preemptive 911 call. But this woman just can't stop rambling. Let's watch.
That's not a fight. He called me. But he called me.
He's like, that's not my problem.
You called me. You called me. You called me. He called me. He called me. He called me a. He called me a. He called me a.
Yes. That guy. Wow.
I don't know who the fuck.
Then she just walks away, I guess. Well, imagine making that much of a to-do over someone calling you a word. Even that word, and you're black, and like, who gives a shit? Enough. Are we done with that? Can we just be done with that whole thing? Who gives a shit? You better apologize. For what? For what? She's acting like one. And I heard in the background, he said something like she had a problem with him and kicked him. And, obviously, like, why would you just walk up to a black person and drop the M-bomb on her like that? He saw behavior indicative of the word of his choosing and used it. But, they won't ever get over it, because it's really not getting over anything. They're not upset by the word. They're not upset that someone said it and that their ears are hearing it, and it conjures up images of slavery and oppression and Jim Crow. That has nothing to do with this blacks being so hurt and offended by the word. What it is they feel they have power over white people with that. It's one of the few things they feel they have power over white people. If you say it, you're going to have to pay the price. But it doesn't upset them. Just stop. It doesn't upset them. If it did, they'd be getting upset every fucking minute of every day while they call each other that word for all day and all night. So it's not hearing the word. It's who's saying it, and who do I want to exercise power over by telling them they can't say it. You see this weird power thing go on with black people when they get pulled over. It's one of my favorite activities is watching videos of especially black women, getting pulled over by the police. A lawful stop, a courteous police officer, and they will fucking act themselves right into felony charges for a blinker or a seatbelt ticket or what have you. And what they don't seem to understand is that you can't exert or exercise power over police officers during a traffic stop. They're trying to tell them what to do, what they can and can't do. And the cops know. One of my favorites these days is I'm going to ask you to step out of the vehicle. And they go, no, I don't have to. I know my rights. Well, you don't. And the cops usually say, no, I don't think you know your rights. And then this is funny. I saw this one the other day. The cop goes, according to Pennsylvania versus Mims, which is the law, the Supreme Court decision from the 70s that dictates that a police officer can ask anyone in the vehicle to step out of the vehicle at any time for any reason during a traffic stop. That's the Supreme Court ruling. Mims versus Pennsylvania. A cop can ask you to step out of the vehicle and you have to step out. And they think they know their rights. I don't have to. Where's your warrant? You hear that a lot. It's like, what? But the cop goes, because they can't get them to shut up for more than a couple of seconds. And the cop goes, no, according to Pennsylvania versus Mims. And the guy goes, my plate is from Jersey. He doesn't understand. He thinks that law is just for Pennsylvania because it's called Pennsylvania versus Mims. or Mims versus Pennsylvania. And he didn't understand. I'm in Jersey. It's funny. But they always get themselves in this position, and the power, even though they are fucked, they're going to jail. This is not going to end the way they want it to end. They will be dragged out of the vehicle. All the things will happen. They'll be cuffed. They'll be put in the back of the car. But here's how they exercise the feeling that they need to have some control or power. It's so juvenile. If they get tackled to the ground and cuffed and then stand up and their shoe is off, they will yell at the cop, put my shoe on. You put my shoe back on. That's right. Like that's getting the cop. And the cop usually picks the shoe on and throws it on the ground, and, they could put their foot in it. But they see that as a victory against the cop. You put my shoe on. Wear my shoe. Get my phone. Call your supervisor. It's always a demand that they make on the officer that try to give them some power. I'm getting in the car. I'm getting in the police car. You back up a little and I'll get in. No, that's like, no, I'm telling you to back up and then I'll get in. So I'm trying to exercise some power over you. And the cops are like, it doesn't work like this. They know. I'm not, if you're a cop listening to this, you know this. They do this all the fucking time. Or the other one is when the initial cop that pulled over the person and told them that, if you don't comply with these lawful orders, you're going to be arrested. And then they say, you're under arrest, open the door. And then everything happens. They get out, they get cuffed. Now the person in cuffs wants nothing to do with that cop. I ain't talking to you. I'll listen to this guy. You take me to the police car. I don't want him taking me. You take me and sit me in the cop car. So now they're getting one over on the cop that initiated the traffic stop and started it. And they're complying with a different cop because fuck you. I don't have to listen to you. And I've seen a lot of, and I wish more cops would do this. Sometimes the cop that the perpetrator is sidling up to, they say, no, you're going with him. You're going with him. And it pisses them off to no end. And it's funny. And fuck you. They shouldn't feel like they're exercising any power over anything at that point. The whole altercation was created because they felt they had this power over law enforcement at the time. And they carry this power trip shit everywhere. It's not just a traffic stop. It's Starbucks. It's Walmart. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Amusement parks. It's this entitled shit where they know everything. They know every law. They know how people should be treated. And meanwhile, they obviously don't because they're breaking the laws and they're treating people like shit.